Special thanks to Patreon supporter Godzilla King of the Monsters for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the M1132 engineering vehicle. The M1132 is part of the Stryker, Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the M1132 engineering squad vehicle, or known as the ESV. The M1132 is the combat engineering variant of the Stryker wheeled armored fighting vehicle. It is issued to combat engineer squads in the U.S. Army Stryker Brigade combat teams. Its purpose is to transport and support combat engineers on the battlefield. The vehicle includes obstacle clearing, lane marking systems, as well as mine detection devices. The engineering vehicle is based on the infantry carrier. Its most distinctive feature is a mine clearance blade. It is most often towing a wheeled trailer loaded with additional equipment. The vehicle is capable of clearing mines on paved surfaces and some rubble clearance. Other mobility tasks can be completed by mounted engineer squad with tools on the vehicle and trailer. So yeah, pretty interesting vehicle and another member of our Stryker family of vehicles. This one here does have some optional add-on features which will be coming as future tutorials. This here is for the base vehicle alone, and we'll be having the different extra bits you can add on to the vehicle coming out as separate tutorials, and as well as probably a trailer for it as well if I can find some reference pictures for it. But overall, pretty cool vehicle, and again, kind of part of our ever-growing family of Stryker, basically armored personnel carriers. So pretty cool stuff altogether. Before we go and take a look at the vehicle, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Godzilla King of the Monsters for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a vehicle request you're choosing. Really helps support the work I do on my channel, and is greatly appreciated, and you earn a vehicle request for every month you are a patron, and depending on your tiers. So definitely worth it, I think, and feel free to check it out. Again, as I mentioned, links are always in my video descriptions. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into this vehicle. Now, as I said, this is just the basic vehicle alone, and we will be doing basically the plows here and the mine roller as separate tutorials, very similar to how we do it with the Sherman variants. But yeah, so going ahead and getting started with here, we have basically the front section here, very similar to the recent Stryker I did, which is the fire support vehicle, if I remember correctly. So pretty much very similar to that in the sense the guns changed a little bit. We do have some smoke grenade dispensers mounted with the 50 caliber machine gun up on top here. Some extra little equipment and stuff like that here and there. Racks on the side here where gear can be strapped to, antennas, all that stuff. And the main kind of difference you're going to see with this is the actual lane marking system. So it's kind of cool. They have like these like little kind of like, they're almost like kind of like dart guns or blow dart guns or something like that, where they basically use compressed air and they actually shoot markers into the ground. So when it's clearing a path for a convoy or something like that, it can actually mark the path that the vehicles can take that's a safe route through a minefield and stuff like that. And also in the back here, we just have some racks here for cargo and all that stuff. So definitely a pretty nice vehicle. It's gonna look really good if you had a bunch of like extra like cargo mounted onto it. Just kind of throw a lot of stuff on it, because it is an engineering vehicle, so they are going to be transporting a lot of different equipment and stuff like that. But really cool looking vehicle. I think it came out really good. Going to make an awesome addition to any of your worlds and any of your convoys, kind of leading Stryker division and stuff like that, especially once we get to adding the plows and stuff like that onto the front of the vehicles. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial for the basic standalone vehicle for the M1132 Stryker. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our first layer here. We're going to go ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down 2 polished blackstone stairs back to back to each other like so. And we're going to then place down additional 2 polished blackstone stairs directly behind those ones. We're going to then place down a stone brick top slab on these 2 stairs here. Iron trapdoors going over, and again 2 stone brick top slabs over, followed by again 2 polished blackstone stairs. Basically like this, coming off the side here. So basically the same thing there on both sides, and you have your front axles complete. From this point here, we're going to skip a space of 2, and we're going to do the same thing. So 2 polished blackstone upstone stairs back to back, going back like so. Same thing here on this side as well. So just like this. And we're going to place down our stone brick top slabs here, iron trapdoors, and basically form our axles here for the vehicle. Now that right there is going to basically complete what we have there for layer 1. Super simple layer and just basically set up our wheelbase. But that right there is going to do it for layer 1, and with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 2. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our next layer. We have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started here, we're going to go to each one of these kind of pairs of polished blackstone upside down stairs. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 polished blackstone stairs back to back on top of those upside down stairs, just like this, to go ahead and basically complete each one of our wheels like that. So we should have a total of 8 of those wheels. From this point here, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick wall on top of each one of these stone brick top slabs, like this for the suspension. And in the space in between them, we want to go ahead and then place down an anvil on top of each one of those iron trapdoors. Now at this point here, we're going to take green terracotta. We're going to fill in the space of 3 across between this section here, and then 2 rows of 3 across between the midsection, like that. Going to the front here, we're going to place down a row 3 between these stairs here of green terracotta, and then we're going to place down a second row 3 also. We're going to follow this up and place down a zombie head here to both sides, and then we're going to place down a row 3 of dark oak with top slabs. After that, we're going to place down an item frame here on both sides, and coming off those item frames, we're going to place down a tripwire hook that's going to be facing downwards, like so. After that, we also want to go and place down a dark oak with top slab on both sides of this row 3 of green terracotta, and then go into the back here, we're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta, followed by a second row 3 with a dark oak with upside down stair to both sides, and then coming off that upside down stair, we're going to place down an upside down corner stair, and then coming off those stairs, we're going to place down an item frame, tripwire hook in the item frame rotated facing downwards, like so. And we then want to go ahead and place down a end rod in the middle space like this, and on both sides of the end rod, we're going to place down a zombie head, like so. And with that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap it up for the structure here for the build. We're going to go ahead and grab some materials here, and I'm going to show you guys how to make these banners to make these banner wheels on the side of the vehicle. But with that, that's it for the main structure. Let's go ahead and move into the banner wheels. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into the banner wheels. The banner wheels here are super simple to make. To go ahead and make them, we're going to need a loom, 2 black banners, 2 green dye, and 4 black dye. We're going to go ahead and go into our loom. We're going to place down our black banner and our green dye. We're going to go and select the line over here on the left side to make our first banner, so a line of green dye, and then we're going to go and select the line on the right side to make basically both banners and use up our green dye. Each one of these banners is going to go ahead and go back into our loom, and we're going to go and do the line across the top of black dye and the line across the bottom there for each one of these banners to go ahead and create our 2 banners that we'll need here for the wheel. With that done, we can very simply just go ahead and take our banners and place them down the sides here of these polished blackstone stairs, alternating them, like that, so that the green is facing toward basically itself. And just like that, it will kind of spruce up the wheels a little bit. I think it creates a nicer design for the wheels, makes them look a little bit more wheel-like, and I think it looks pretty good. So again, optional feature you guys don't have to add, but I do recommend it. But with that, that's going to do it there for layer 2. Let's move on to layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row 3 across the top here of those dark oak with top slabs. On both ends, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall. Going forward from those 3 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down a row 3. Item frame on the, will be the left side of the vehicle, with a white bed rotated on its side like so. And if you are on Java Edition, we can place a dark oak wood sign over that item frame as well. If you're on Bedrock, you cannot put a sign and item frame in the same block space, so if that's the case, just go ahead and put the item frame and disregard the sign. We're going to go then place down 2 dark oak signs on those 2 green terracotta blocks. In the corners here, we're going to then place down a green stained glass pane to both sides, followed by a row 3 green terracotta across here, and then a mossy cobblestone wall again on both sides. We then want to place down another row 3 green terracotta, a dark oak wood upside down stair to both sides here, and we're going to then follow this up and place down a row of 1, 2, 3 top slabs back, 1, 2, and 3 top slabs back. We're going to go then place down a green terracotta block on top of this top slab here to both sides, and an upside down stair coming off that green terracotta block to connect up to our top slabs. On the inside here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of our anvils, and stone brick walls on top of the stone brick walls from the previous layer. Space of 3 right between here, we're going to fill in with green terracotta, and we can go and then just fill in 2 rows of 3 like that to fill that space in there. Now coming off this green terracotta block here to the sides, we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair. And after that, we're going to go and then place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 top slabs going back, 1, 2, and 3. And just like before, stone brick walls on top of the stone brick walls from the previous layer, and then green terracotta blocks filling in the space in between. And then a row of 3 here, green terracotta, and then when we get to this point, we're going to place down a row of 5 going across. item frame on both ends of that row of 5, and then we can go then place down a tripwire hook in the item frame and rotate it so it's facing downwards like so. This point here, a dark oak wood stair again on top of these two here like that. A item frame coming off those stairs, and then in those item frames we're going to be going ahead and placing down a apple for the brake lights. Once we have that done, on the sides here of the stairs we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign like so. And if you're on Java, you can go ahead and also place a dark oak wood fence gate coming off this stair and have it open up toward the stair itself, just like that on both ends. Again, if you're on Bedrock Edition, you will not be able to do this feature, so you'll have to disregard that. Anyways, after we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and then place down a green stained glass pane there in the center, followed by a granite wall to both sides like that. Also, we're going to take a skeleton skull. You're going to place down a skeleton skull. If you do place the fence gate over here on the left side, coming off the fence gate to the side there like so. And after we have that all done there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have here for this layer. Just make sure I didn't miss anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So looking at it from above here, this is what we should have for layer number 3. With that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. Layer 4 here is where we do start to get some differences in the two sides, so do be sure to pay close attention to what's going on which side. But to go ahead and get started here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood buttons there on the front. And we're going to then grab ourselves some dark oak wood slabs and place them down to both sides. We then want to go ahead and grab an anvil and also a zombie head, and we're going to place down an anvil here between those slabs, and then a zombie head coming off that anvil going toward the front. We then want to place down a dark oak wood fence gate on top of this wall, have it open up to the outside. Same thing on this wall, opened up to the outside like so. From this point here, we're going to take our stairs, we're going to place down a row of 3 of stairs across, followed by a dark oak wood corner stair like that to the sides. We then want to place down a mossy cobblestone wall over here on the right side, and actually on the right and left side, and then a row 3 of green terracotta across between. This point here, we're going to take our green terracotta, and we'll be going ahead and place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across, followed by a second row of 5. On this mossy cobblestone wall here, we're going to place down an item frame also, and in the item frame we're going to place down a tripwire hook, which can be rotated and facing downwards, like this to both sides there, like that. After we have that done, we then want to go ahead and place down a item frame on the left side here, and in that item frame we're going to go ahead and place down a iron bar, like that, for a little vent on the side of the vehicle. At this point here, we're going to place down 2 rows of 3 of green terracotta, and then to the ends on both sides, we're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes, like so. And on those shulker boxes, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood buttons, like that along the sides there. After that, taking our green terracotta, we're just going to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across, followed by a second, third, fourth, fifth, and a 6th row of 5 of green terracotta going all the way along the side here. And then this side right here, we're going to place down 2 item frames. And then in those item frames, we're going to place down some iron tools, so an axe and a shovel, like that on the left side, and we're going to leave the right side alone. Anyways, once we get to this point here, we then want to go and place down a mossy cobblestone wall. That's going to go on top of these 2 stairs here, and we're going to go and follow this up and place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of those walls. Now after that, on top of these fence gates here, we're going to go and place down a green shulker box, like so, and make sure not to mess with your item frames here. So there we go, we'll go and fix that. And then around the shulker boxes, we're going to be going ahead and placing down dark oak wood signs, like so. Wrap it around. And if you are on Bedrock, I recommend not putting the signs, because we do have the item frames here that are going on these shulker boxes here, so I recommend not doing the signs, again, if you're on Bedrock. Anyways, once we get to this point here, we want to go ahead and place down a shulker box that is going to be kind of upside down, like so, in this corner, so it's going to kind of go down like that. And after that, we're going to go and take item frames, and we're going to wrap around these 4 sides, and then in those item frames, we're going to go ahead and place down some iron bars. So just like that, and same thing over here as well. And this right here is going to be what I was talking about earlier, the little marking system that can basically launch little flags out of it to basically mark safe passage ways for other vehicles. And then on the bottom here, for the little hole that the flag would come out of, we're going to place down a polished black stone button there. Anyways, that right there is going to basically complete this layer, just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So We're going to call this layer good to go. Actually, one thing also is in the inside here, we are going to place down a granite wall on top of these two here, and then a green stained glass pane there in the very center. So just go ahead and make sure you throw that on. But with that, that's going to do it there for layer number 4 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and going to the top of these dark oak wood, or actually we're going to be going ahead and placing down a placeholder block coming off these fence gates here, and then on top of it, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor and have it open toward the inside here, and same thing over here as well. So just like this, and open toward the inside. We then want to place down an item frame coming off the side of that trap or that fence gate, and we're going to then place down a snowball in the item frames like that for the front headlights. After that, we're going to then take a dark oak wood fence post. We're going to place it down on the left side here on top of this corner stair, and just so we don't have to worry about it later, we'll place down an additional fence post on top of it, followed by a zombie head like that on top here. Like that. Once we get to this point here, we're going to place down a row of 2 of dark oak wood slabs like this in that position there. Taking our zombie heads, we're going to place down a zombie head here at about a slight angle on the sides there, and then a zombie head kind of normally directly behind it. Coming off the front here of this slab, we're going to place down an item frame, and then in that item frame, we're going to place down a black bed, rotate on its side to create the driver's viewport little slit, and then we'll place down a dark oak wood sign over it on the side of the slab as well if we were on Java. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair here, and we're going to follow that up by placing down a polished blackstone stair, and coming off the polished blackstone stair, we are going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, which we will open up like that in front of the stair like that. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a polished blackstone full block going back from the stair, and then to the side here, we're going to be placing down 2 polished blackstone walls next to those 2 blocks. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a lectern. We're going to place down a lectern right here in this position. And we're going to go then take our stairs. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here, followed by 2 anvils over to the side, like so. And we're going to go and turn them so that they are sideways like that. After that, we're going to take our dark oak wood stairs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of stairs across the center here, and then a dark oak wood corner stair to both sides. After we have that done, we do want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign on the sides here, or the right side only stair like that. We then want to take our green terracotta, and we're just going to place down a row of 3, a green terracotta across the center here, followed by a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th row of 3. And we're actually going to be placing down a green shulker box in the center of that 7th row, and then we're going to place down an 8th row of green terracotta going all the way across there. Now, once we get to this point here, we would then want to go to the sides. We're going to grab mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walls. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walls like that along the side here. We're going to then place down an item frame on both sides of the last wall with a tripwire hook in the item frame rotated so it's hanging downwards, like so. And then taking our green stained glass panes, we're just going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 for the racks there on the side to put gear and all that kind of stuff. On the very back here, we want to go and then place down a zombie head on top of these 2 green shulker boxes, like this for our jerry cans. And then on top of this shulker box here, we're just going to place down 1 that goes upwards, like so. And then on the very back here, for the door, 2 dark oak wood buttons there on those 2 green terracotta blocks in the corners. And that right there is going to wrap up what we have here for this layer, just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So with that, that is going to conclude what we have there for layer number 5 for the build. And with that, we're probably going to move into our final layers here, layers 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, putting our antennas on and all that top detail. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our final layers. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our final layers, we have layers 6 through 11. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we want to go ahead and grab some dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row of 2 on top of these 2 anvils here in the front. We then want to go ahead and go back to this mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to place down 2 dark oak wood fence posts up, and then a zombie head on top of that fence post. We're going to go then skip 1, 2, and then go to our 3rd wall here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of that. And then going up from it, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 iron bars going up. We're going to go then skip a space, place down another dark oak wood fence post, and same thing, 5 iron bars going up like this for our radio antennas. We then want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of these 2 mossy cobblestone walls to both sides here. We're going to go then place down a fence gate, which will be coming off the fence post and open up toward the outside, So just like that to both sides. And then come off that fence post, we're going to place down a zombie head like so. And then a mossy cobblestone wall on top of that green shulker box. And we are going to be going ahead and placing down dark oak wood signs around the mossy cobblestone wall like that. Same thing over here. So just like that. And then once we have that all complete there, we can also go ahead and grab a lantern. And for the little orange kind of safety or caution light, we can go ahead and place down a lantern on top of this fence post. From pictures, it looks like it's only on the left side, but you could also place on the right side fence post as well if you want to. But for sake of accuracy, we're just going to place on the left fence post only. After that's done, we want to go and then take our oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down a row of 3 across this section here. A row of 3 coming off those, and then we're going to open them up like that. And same thing on this side as well, row of 3, and open them up like that to kind of create a little basket type design there. We then want to go ahead and place down a spruce wood trapdoor on both sides of this green shulker box, and then we're going to go and then place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood buttons. Over here to the right side, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post, and again 5 iron bars up for our last radio antenna here on the top. Then taking our green shulker boxes, we're going to place down a row of 3 across the top here, and a row of 3 of dark oak buttons on top there for a little cargo box. And then for this section here, we're going to place down a spruce wood trapdoor there in the center, and a dark oak wood button there to both sides like so. After we get done with that, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood slab right here. And then coming off that slab, we're going to place down a spruce wood slab going forward, and then another dark oak wood slab like that. To both sides of the spruce wood slab, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab like so. And then in the corners here, we're going to place down a zombie head like that at a 45-degree angle. So these 3 corners, and then this corner here is going to have a mossy cobblestone wall. Also, we want to go and take dark oak wood signs. We're going to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of the slab here, and also on the side of this slab, as well as the mossy cobblestone wall over here on the right side. Once we get to this point, we're going to go and grab our polished blackstone top slabs. We're going to place down a top slab coming off that sign there, and then one coming off this slab there. Then coming off those 2 slabs, we're going to place down 2 wither skeleton skulls like so, and then a dark oak wood fence gate between those 2 top slabs. And those will be the smoke grenade dispensers that are mounted onto the 50 caliber machine gun. With that done, we want to go ahead and then place down a polished blackstone upside down stair on top of this fence gate, followed by a anvil directly behind it, and then a dark oak wood fence gate opened up toward the anvil like so. We then want to go ahead and grab our chains, and we're going to place down 2 chains coming off the polished blackstone upside down stair, going forward for the machine gun. And then once we have that done, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall to the left side here. And we then want to go and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the side of the wall, closed up like so. On the other side here, we're going to place down a item frame that's going to have a black bed in it. So an item frame and a black bed. And we're going to have it rotated like that. And if you're on Java, we can put a dark oak wood sign over that item frame like so. And we're going to then place down a dark oak trapdoor on top of this skull, have it opened up toward the back there, just like that. And lastly, to go ahead and finish off the machine gun, we're just going to take a redstone repeater, place it down on top of polished blackstone upside down stair, and then place down your basically redstone repeater with the notches spread apart. And once we have that all done there, that is going to basically complete my design here for the M1132 Stryker ESV. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do want to use this build, I do ask you guys to give me proper credit for it. This will be the thing from a side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for every project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Stay tuned for the other parts that will be following, which will be including the mine roller and also the mine plow, which can both be mounted onto the front of this vehicle to make it even more kind of badass, I guess you can say. But with that, again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Godzilla, King of the Monsters, for making this tutorial possible, and feel free to check out my Patreon page, link is always in my video descriptions. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been here to before, and I'll see you guys next time.